Hello, my name is Anissa Blue, and I'm back with another video. This is a true crime video, and it is the solved murder case of Jessica Dishon. She was a 17-year-old girl who went missing from her driveway. So, September 10th, 1999 was a normal day for the Dishon family. They got up like a normal family would, got ready for school or work. The sons got on the bus and Jessica drove to school. So she left a little bit later after everyone everyone else left. So her parents was gone, she was at the house. So the mom came back home around 1 o'clock and seen that Jessica's car was still in the driveway. She went in the house to see Jessica wasn't there. So the mom called the dad and asked did he take Jessica to school. He said no, and he told her to go get the extra key to go look inside to go see was the car not working. So she must have got another ride to school. So to see if she got another ride to school or the car was messed up. So she got the key and she went outside and she opened the door. When she opened the door, it was Jessica's shoe. It was one shoe, her purse, and her cell phone. So she picked up the cell phone and dialed on it was 911. So she called the husband and told him everything that she found. So the husband came, they called the police, and of course, the police said that she was just a runaway and just to call back or come back tomorrow. So the next day came, they went back, the police came back to their house. They looked in the car, they didn't have any gloves on. They was touching everything, so they ruined all of the fingerprints that they could have found. They didn't use no gloves, they didn't use no special anything to try to get the thing. They didn't even, it just made me so mad. They didn't even use anything to try to get evidence. So they just left. They left the car. They took the shoe, the phone, and the purse, but they left the car and just basically said, forget it. So, let me see. Oh. So they went, so the police left or whatever, so they started doing their own search. They went to go search for Jessica, and it was the uncles and family members and people of the community, and they went to go search for her. And when they was walking, the uncle named Stanley got sick. He started throwing up. So they called off the search. Everybody went back home for the day. And when he got back home, it was nighttime. It was like around nighttime. And the wife was in the kitchen washing dishes, and the son went out to go feed the dogs. The son came running back in and told the dad that he heard Jessica screaming, help me, help me. So the dad gets his gun and runs out of the house to see if he could find her. And when they're running up the hill, they see the neighbor burning clothes. He was burning clothes. It was like nighttime, so he was like, it was the middle of the woods, and he was burning clothes in a barrel. So they called the police. The police came, but of course the neighbor didn't let them search the property. So they got a warrant to search the property, and they searched it. They got dogs or whatever to sniff, and the dog sniffed out some gloves that had the smell of a decomposed body, a decomposed body. So they didn't even take, like, the police didn't even take the gloves. They didn't even arrest him. None of that. So The dad, the parents just basically gave up on the police because the police wasn't trying to help them, so they called the FBI. And the FBI, the FBI came and they went to the car. They gathered everything. They took the car for evidence, like the police should have did. They searched. They took helicopters to search all over the place. They went through lakes, rivers, searching for her. And then they went back searching. And they went back searching, like the community or whatever. And the uncle said, if somebody was gonna kill, if somebody was to kill somebody, they'd take them to River Bottoms. The River Bottoms was a place where all the town people and all the town teens and everybody partied at, and crazy stuff happened in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Everybody went there. It was like the party spot. They went down there to look. They didn't find anything. So they went back, and the FBI, like the FBI was doing everything. So the FBI went to the neighbor house. His name was Bucky. And they went to his house and they searched his house. And when they were searching his house, they were searching the ashes where he burnt, and they found a picture of Jessica. So he was the main suspect. So they took him in, questioned him, and did a lie detective test. And of course, well, lie detective test, y'all would say polygraph test. But anyways, they took him in, and he failed the polygraph. He lied. He lied on a lot of stuff. He lied. So they arrested him, and they were charging him. They was going to charge him with murder, and he was most likely going to get the death penalty. So I gotta find my spot. So September 27th, 1999, 17 days after Jessica went missing, a woman was driving through the river bottoms, and she seen something against the tree. So she gets out to see what it is, and she discovers that it is a body. The police is called. They tape off the area, and they go over there, and it was Jessica Dishon. So they went back to the parents, because the parents was at home, and they went back to the parents and told them what they discovered, and of course they had to go identify the body. So the dad couldn't do it because he just couldn't see his daughter like that. So the mom goes to see the body, but of course she couldn't recognize her by her face, and the only thing she could recognize her by was her butterfly tattoo. The cause of death was strangulation. She was alive for 3 days before he strangled her. Whoever strangled her, he strangled her. She was alive for 3 days. They tortured her. They cut some of her fingers off. Tortured her for 3 days, and then they killed her. She had her fingers cut off. She was beaten. Her jaw was broken, and her body was so really badly decomposed. because it was summertime and it was 17 days after she went missing. So still the neighbor was the number one suspect. So it was so he went to trial. They got to trial, and the police left so much, they messed up so much evidence that they couldn't even use in court against the neighbor. Bucky Brooks, his full name was Bucky Brooks, but I'm just gonna say Bucky. Anyways, there was so much evidence that was ruined by the police. It was just a lot. It was ruined by the police. And when they got to court, they didn't really have any evidence on Bucky Brooks, and it was thrown out of court because the only thing that they had against him was the polygraph test. And in court, you can't use a polygraph test. A polygraph test is just for the person to confess what they did. So it was thrown out. Everybody left. The case went cold. They didn't charge him. They didn't look into him anymore. So it was just thrown out of court. Crazy. Like, they didn't even put, stuff that was supposed to be frozen, the evidence that was supposed to be frozen, they didn't even freeze it. They left everything out, and they didn't even care. The police didn't even care about anything. From the beginning all the way to the trial, they didn't even care. So 13 years later, in 2012, the police hired a detective. Her name was Lynn Hunt, to help solve some of the murder cases in Shepherdsville. She came in the first case that she picked up was the Jessica Dishon case, and it was she really thought that she couldn't solve it because it was no evidence. The only evidence there was after their trial, they gave all the evidence back to the parents, and it wasn't even really any evidence. It was just the phone, the shoe, the purse. They gave it back to the parents, and the only thing that was at the police station was sticky notes, napkins, and paper. It wasn't even anything. So she get in or whatever. She starts looking through all the files, and she come across Bucky again, and comes to find out he wasn't supposed to even take the polygraph test because his IQ was really, really low. So all the questions that they asked him, he would have never knew how to answer them. So he would never knew how to answer them. So she didn't even she didn't worry about him because, first of all, he didn't have anything. She still kept him to see was he involved, but there wasn't really no evidence to charge him. So in 2013, she got a call that a prisoner that was in jail heard something from his cellmate, and he wanted to tell her who killed Jessica Dishon. So she goes to the prison and she talks to the prisoner, and he said that The killer wanted her death to look like a drug deal gone wrong. That's why he cut off her fingers and he tortured her to make it look like a drug deal going wrong, and that's why he like killed her like that. And that the real reason that he killed her was because she got a boyfriend that was her age, and he was mad, and he finally told her who the killer was, and he said the killer was her uncle Stanley. I mentioned Uncle Stanley at the beginning. He threw up. He threw up at the beginning when they first started the search for Jessica. And now the prisoner just told her that her Uncle Stanley, Jessica's Uncle Stanley killed her because she got a boyfriend. That is so crazy. He threw up. He told the prisoner he threw up because they got very close to the body. Like they were so close to the body. That's why he threw up. They could have found her. They could have, if they would have got there. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she wasn't when they got close. I'm pretty sure she wasn't. I don't know if she was dead because it was like 2 days. I don't think she was dead. I think she was still alive. I think she was still alive near there. And I guess he didn't want her to be found or whatever. So anyways, he told her everything that the cellmate that the Uncle Stanley told him. So he told her where he kept her and tortured her, and it was a barn near where her body was found. And that where her body was found, where the tree had fell down at, it was some of her belongings, like the shoe was right there. So her and Jessica's brother went digging to try to find the shoe, and it was raining. It started pouring down raining, and they was digging for 7 hours, so they gave up on looking for the shoe. So on the way driving back home, when they were driving back home, they seen the barn, and they stopped, and they went to the barn, and when they went in, it wasn't any light. It was just like holes in the roof. So that's the only light they was getting, and she seen something sticking out, a piece of cloth, and she grabbed it, and they looked at it, and the brother was like, "That looked like my sister's sheet on her bed." So they took the sheet and they ran to the car and went back to the house, and it was the sheet. It wasn't like so you got the fitted sheets, and it's like the other sheet on top of the fitted sheet. So it was that sheet, and that sheet was the main evidence that they found, and it was in a barn sticking out, and they found it. So they took the Uncle Stanley in and charged him with murder, and the reason he killed her was because Jessica found a boyfriend, and he found out that she found the boyfriend, and that she was going to tell what he was doing to her since she was younger. He was raping her for years, and that morning when she was walking out to her car to get in, he came to the house. He knew what time the parents left for work and the kids left and everybody left, and that Jessica was the last one to leave. So he came. She was getting in the car. They got to arguing, and she already called the police. And he grabbed her, but she got away and she ran in the house. And she tried to close the door, but he was too strong, and he grabbed her and threw her, and he knocked her out and broke her jaw. And and he wrapped her up in the sheet. He took her to the barn and tortured her for 3 days, and then strangled her. So at the trial, he was found guilty of murder, and he was found, some more family members came forward and said that he was raping them for years too, like a lot. Like I think like 5 family members came forward and told everything that they was going through. The other reason why he was gonna kill her was because he knew that if she told her dad that the dad was going to kill him. If she told her dad what he was doing to her, he was going. Oh my God, this scared me so bad. That he was gonna kill her, and that's the reason why he killed her. And it took almost 14 years to figure out who killed her. Whole time was the uncle. That was crazy. This case I knew I just had to cover it. Like, I had to cover it. Because I never heard about it on YouTube. I heard about it on Cold Case Files, and I recommend everybody watch that show because it is very good. And I recommend everybody get this app called Hoopla. It is very good. I will put it in the description with my book. So if you want to read my book, I know I said it every video I put up, but my book I think it's really good. But I will put that down there. And I will see y'all in the next video. I think the next video I think it's going to be a vlog. Because I already did 2 crimes. 2 true crime videos. Oh my heavens. But anyways, I will see y'all in the next video.